Well, just as soon as I thought it'd be a slow day at the office, a Saturday night, lo and behold, the bad actors out on the left coast, the criminals, it's probably staged just so they get order out of chaos. But, take a look at this. This is, they're waving foreign flags over there in LA. And it looks like a war zone. And this piece of crap right here gets to have free willy-nilly, he gets to go free willy-nilly throwing not little bitty rocks, looks like big ass ones, at ICE vehicles. Yeah, this felon, that's what we're going to call him because he's committed a criminal, he should be charged with attempted murder. He's throwing rocks at Border Patrol and unmarked federal vehicles that are leaving Paramount, California. They're leaving the area. Let me ask you a question. Can you get away with any of that? I know I damn sure can't. No, the answer is no. For some strange reason, this is allowed to happen. We've seen this play over time and again. Time and again. You're going to tell me that not one of these damn Border Patrol agents or one of these feds in his unmarked vehicles can't stop and fucking arrest this son of a bitch? Get the hell out of here, man. Get the hell out of here. But he's allowed to do it. Throwing rocks, damaging government property, attempting to kill him. That's what it looks like. Let's take a look. Big ass rocks. Big ass rocks. Look at that. No big deal. Just another day at the office. Not one of these damn cops going to stop and make an arrest this bitch. I'm disgusted. Trying to kill your ass and you're not going to do a damn thing about it? Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Just one right after another. One right after another. Where are they getting these rocks from? Were they dropped off? Were they dropped off in the middle of the night? How many times have we seen that? Huh? This is all started because ICE agents were making raids or arrests over there in LA, rounding up all these SOBs that are illegals, these illegal SOBs mooching off of our system, breaking the law, breaking into the country. Fucking Biden needs to be included in this shit, and that Kamiala, because they're the ones that allowed this shit. But I digress. So ICE is rounding up these bastards, and all of a sudden you're gonna say to me that a riot just suddenly formed and organized, right? And they got rocks over here thrown, and the federal agents and the ICE agents that are leaving the area, they're not going to stop and make any arrests, nothing like that. And they're going to set this car on fire, and big thumbs up. They're good to go. No arrests made. Cops are standing down over there in LA because that's what I hear. Trump's sending 2,000 National Guard there. The order out of chaos thing, huh? The LA Sheriff's Department kind of sort of doesn't do much, so they need to send in the National Guard, right? You're gonna tell me that the cops at the LA Sheriff's Department, that's a massive sheriff's department. I think New York's is the largest in the world, the police department. New York City's, it's like a fucking army. But you're gonna tell me LA, their sheriff department can't put the kibosh on this? Get out of town with that mess. This shit's being allowed. There's no other way around it. It's being worked. We've seen this time and again. Time and again we've seen this. But let's take a look. Let's take a look and let's take a listen, okay? Because we're going to show you some more videos and go over some stuff.
Car on fire in the intersection. Protesters have been shooting fireworks at the Sheriff's Department. Sheriff's Department has been shooting pepper balls back at protesters for the last hour, maybe 2 hours here now. And of course, this is all because of the ICE raids that have been happening throughout the last couple of days here in Los Angeles. It started yesterday with the raids that took place. Car on fire in the intersection. Protesters have been shooting fire.
Okay, they're waving foreign flags. You're in the United States, bitch. All right, you wave the American flag or you get the hell out of here. I don't give a shit. This Palestine bullshit, Gaza bullshit. I don't give a damn. I don't care if you're whatever flag you're waving is foreign flag. Your ass needs to be rounded up and sent the fuck out of here. You like Gaza so much? You down with Gaza? You want to go fight for the Palestinians? All right, we'll drop your ass over in that neck of the woods. You waving the Mexicano flag? Huh? Okay, we're going to drop your ass in Mexico. The only problem with that one is you'll try to come back in here, in the United States, Estados Unidos. Got to get that border fortified, which it's a lot better than it used to be. But I'm at the point, they're going to try to attack the police and all that shit. They're going to burn these vehicles. Well, I think this is maybe you're asking to get deleted. Maybe the sheriff's department needs to make an example out of some of these bitches. Look, mofo, if you plan on setting my car on fire, we're taking that as a terroristic threat. We're going to treat that accordingly. Better get right with Jesus, because if you try something like that, you're getting deleted. If I was in charge of the law enforcement, that's what I would do. I go hardcore. This shit wouldn't even be a thing. Setting things on fire, breaking and looting into buildings, hurting people and killing innocent people, destroying things, setting things on fire, attacking the police department. Are you being allowed yourself to be attacked? Are they attacking you, police department? Are they shooting things that could hurt you, police department? Well, then why are you not acting accordingly? Fact, the pepper ball, shit. Hot pepper, I'll put that on my damn food. I like habanero and shit like that. I know it's hotter, the pepper balls. But I'm just saying, this is kids play, pepper balls. What they need is you need a swift and resounding resolution to this. And then the whole world will see it, or at least all these pricks, and they'll say, whoa, we're not going to do that again. We're not going to set a car on fire again. We're not going to attack the police department again. We're not going to even riot again. That shouldn't even be a thing. This should not be allowed. Time and again, seems. And then you're waving, adding insult to injury, facking foreign flags. Bullshit. This is bullshit. All right. So let's dive in this just a little bit. So you're looking at like many different angles of this riot, which is really, I don't call it terrorism. That's what it is. There's no way. How the hell is this organic? They start rounding up illegals, and all of a sudden you got this going on, popping off. You know this is not organic. But they're saying, this just in, rioters in LA are waving foreign flags, are now setting American flags on fire. Oh, okay. To me, that's an act of war. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but you're waving a foreign flag in here like you fucking trying to conquer my damn country, and you're burning my flag, and you're destroying property, and you're fucking attacking the police, and the police ain't doing shit. Sounds like we're under siege. Okay. Time to act accordingly. Time to act accordingly. Let's send a message loud and clear to these enemies of our country. Right? Loud and clear. No fucking pepper balls and spray and all this other shit. Where's the 5G access denial? That technology. All you gotta do is aim the dish at them and beam them. Let the bodies feel like this going on fire, since they like setting things on fire, and they'll fall back. Fucking drop a big ass dragnet from a helicopter up there and scoop them up. Something has to be done, because what they're doing every time this shit goes down ain't working. And you're going to tell me the cops, the police department, LA Sheriff's Department doesn't have enough firepower, they don't have enough backup or weaponry to stop this? How about preventing this? You didn't know that this was going to happen? You didn't know that this was a thing? There was no intel you could have gathered that this was forming somehow? That's funny. In the age of, in the information age, an age of like police state, we're in the police state. A lot of people say surveillance is increasing all the time. You didn't see this coming in 2025? Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get out of town. So now we got Trump deploying the National Guard. Since Comrade Gavin Newsom ain't doing his job as usual, and we're in the find out stage or phase of this nonsense. The find out phase begins for California anti-ICE terrorists. So they're facking around. Now they're about to find out. We'll see if they find out. All right. Violence broke out on the streets on Friday, and it's continued to escalate, with one far left lunatic even trying to throw large rocks through the windows of government vehicles, as you just saw. Local leaders and law enforcement have done essentially nothing. I repeat, they've done nothing to help, with the LAPD and the LASD Sheriff's Department putting out statements seeming to support the rioters and pledging not to assist ICE. pledging not to assist ICE. Would you talk about Willis? Seriously? So in my estimation, it seems like we got rogue police force agencies. The LA Police Department and the LASD. Local leaders in law enforcement have done essentially nothing. LAPD, LASD. And they're putting out statements seeming to support the rioters and pledging to not to assist. I say no more. Now we find out the plot thins. We got more criminals that need to be rounded up. You're a criminal agency then, LAPD and LASD. If you're going against ICE, if you're going against the rule of law that you're supposed to be representing, enforcing, right? You're supporting terrorists that are waving foreign flags, that are attacking American government vehicles, trying to kill ICE agents and federal agents in unmarked cars. You're in support of that? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm seeing here? Yeah, Chevelle, I'm seeing red again. Seeing red again. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so Trump says since Gavin Newsom doesn't want to do his job, and apparently the LAPD and LASD are going to allow lawlessness to fester, what are you going to do? Of course, this feels like it's all done on purpose, of course. It feels like the order out of chaos thing. But let's see. Let's treat it just at face value. Comrade Newsom's at it again, not doing what he's supposed to do and protect his people of California, allowing lawlessness to explode. Then you got the LAPD department, the LA Sheriff's Department, apparently not doing their job, because that's enough man. That's a big enough force or joint forces to definitely seal the deal on this bullshit riot nonsense in a New York minute. But they're not doing that. So what's a gal to do, as the old phrase goes? What's the person to do? Well, you're going to send in the National Guard now, all right? Now, I feel like this is part of the plan to get these troops on the ground by hook or crook, and they never leave. Kind of like you see in other countries, like, for instance, I know Israel. Don't they always have troops on the ground? And that's exactly what we see in predictive programming, especially in that movie Songbird about the scamdemic and checkpoints and things like that. So cars have been set on fire and agents have been assaulted as rioters wave Mexicano flags. LA is turning into a full-blown riot, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. Tom Homan announces the Trump administration is deploying the National Guard to LA tonight. Hell yes, says this post, Nick Sorter on X. He says, hell yes. At the end of the, you got Tom Homan denouncing Democrat politicians for putting ICE agents at risk and instigating these riots, announced that the deployment will begin tonight. According to him, mobilization efforts have already begun, and you can bet LA Mayor Karen Bass and California Governor Gavin Newsom are going to scream bloody murder. How about arresting them? How about arresting all these anti-American sons of bitches? Once and for all, you're waving a foreign flag, you're arrested. You're a mayor and you're against America, you're arrested. You're a judge and you're against America, you're not upholding the law, you're arrested. You're being a commie, you're arrested. You're a governor and you're a fucking commie, gone, arrested. Right? Let me ask you a question. If this was your America, if you're in charge, what would you do? What would you do? Would you allow this to continue? Will you allow the commies to stay here? Some of you might say, yeah, this is what America's all about, diversity. It's land of the free, and if you want to be a commie or a Satanist, this is why America is America. Okay. Seriously? Okay. All right. Let's see here. Got a slow computer tonight. I'm going to attach a video at the end of this. You need to pay attention, or you don't have to, but it's a 24-minute one, and it's your boy is back again. And they're releasing something and into the atmosphere. And I'm going to say this. I have been under the weather for the last several days. Just Thursday, I was out there doing yard work. Felt strong as a ox. Felt healthy as a horse. Got ready to go kill it at the gym. All of a sudden, I started feeling woozy, sick, lightheaded. Felt like I was coming down with flu-like symptoms. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And a sore throat, feeling like a drained battery. Body could just be purging toxins, or it could be something more. And in this video, a 24-minute video, he drops a lot of interesting information and reports from his subscribers. So we're going to keep an eye on this situation. What's going on over there? All I know is I'm beyond all this shit. I am beyond all this shit. This shit doesn't even need to be a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. All right? If you're fucking destroying things, you're a criminal. How hard is it? Waving a red flag, you're anti-American. I mean, waving a Mexican flag or waving a foreign flag, as you destroy things, you're a criminal. Blocking the road, you're a criminal. And that guy that got ran over by the ICE, he didn't get run over, but he was trying to push, like, had his arm as the ICE agent's vehicle was going forward. He was in front of the vehicle, the idiot, and he was, arms as if he was trying to push it backwards, and he wasn't, obviously. The friggin' idiot was being walked. In other words, the vehicle's like this, and there's someone in front of it trying to push it as the vehicle's going down the road. Well, the asshole guy winds up, he finally falls backwards and hits his head. Bitch should have been ran over, but he wasn't. So this is where we're at right now. And don't forget, this summer, I think it's supposed to be the Summer of Love 2.0 is supposed to be happening. All done by design. Trump to deploy National Guard to LA as terrorist rage continue. I'm going to call you terrorists. I'm not calling you rioters. That's bullshit. You're not rioters. I'm not using those sissified fag. You're just a rioter. No. You've upgraded now to terrorists. You're a domestic terrorist is what you are. And I already mentioned what Tom Homan said. He plans to send a National Guard to L.A. to combat protests against ICE. Well, I want to see some... This is what this is, a combat. This is a war. Treat it like one. Treat it like one. What do you do when you're fighting your enemy in a war? Do you play footsies with them under the table? Do you shoot pepper spray at them? Pepper bombs or whatever? Or how about concussion? Break out the concussion grenades. You got any of those? At least do something. Where's the smoke bombs? Where's the 5G access denial? Do something. This shit ain't working. So it's going to take the National Guard. I'll stay abreast of the situation as things develop. Let's take a look as a reminder. July 4th is around the corner. They have plans on killing 280,000, right? The first day. Are they going to use grenades like with toxins in there and lob them into crowds like 4th of July crowds, massive crowds on 4th of July all across America to kill a bunch of people? And how symbolic would that be if they did that on 4th of July? Huh? For these evildoers? And then they go and blame China to blame this and blame that. No, sir. You did this. You did a fucking simulation last year. You like your simulation. You like it. And you said on July 4th, 2025, which is just around the corner, or as they say in the South, corner, that 280,000 fucking people are going to get croaked. And 8,000 animals or some. Well, let's take a listen. I covered this just recently. I think one of the first to cover it actually came across the information. I don't know how many people out there paid attention. But let's take a look at what Dabu 7 has to say. Over this a couple of days ago, the agro-terror threat. The two Chinese supposedly were trying to smuggle in some kind of fungus or whatever that would totally destroy our food supply. But they were arrested. So they keep that going in the background. We nipped this in the bud this time, but who knows what else is out there that could attack our food supply or attack this or attack that, leading up to July 4th, right? So when it happens, or if it happens on July 4th, they'll go, damn, we tried. They kept coming in, and we arrested whatever we could, and this one slipped through the cracks, or whatever. They'll make up some excuse as to how things went down on July 4th. But let me, bitch, she's getting on my nerves, man. She's getting on my nerves. especially the stupid commercials. Come on, let's play it. Okay, so now we're gonna buffer. Is that what we're doing now? Okay. All right. Let's buffer for a little bit. Let's just sit this one out. Go get up, go take a leak, go get your favorite beverage, you know. I mean, you can't just make this up. It's gonna be 20 minutes to do a 2-minute clip. It's ridiculous.
This is Dabu 7. I want to bring your attention here to a scenario that is in this national blueprint for biodefense. We were just told 2 Chinese nationals were arrested and charged for trying to smuggle in a mold that would attack the food supply. It would attack people and animals both. It would attack their organs and could cause a ton of damage. Well, in this scenario,
People and animals. The 2 Chinese were bringing in a fungus that could attack people and animals. Kind of like on July 4th. Okay. Or some other time after that. All right.
just so happens that they're talking about this same type of ordeal where something is unleashed by an unknown adversary and that it attacks and starts to affect the people and the animals for up to a month before they realize what was going on. Now, they roll out this hypothetical scenario and it targets bioterrorists attacking us on July 4th of 2025. So the way that these things often unravel, I want to make people fully aware of what's going down here. We witnessed all the meetings and the planning right before we all got locked down. Now we're seeing that since at least a year ago, April of 2024, they've had this blueprint here to deal with this exact type of situation. So I find it very odd, and I don't believe in coincidences, that these Chinese nationals are in the headlines being busted trying to smuggle in this exact type of thing. So head on a swivel. The world is a stage full of evil, that's for sure. Join me for the live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, where I'm talking about this.
I know Dabu 7 was still around. At any rate. So there's that. We got July 4th. We got, and it might not happen on July 4th if we get ahead of this story here, okay? If we keep shouting from the rooftops, sharing the information, getting this information out. And we got the LA riots, right? Totally organic. We got this thing. I'm going to attach 24-minute video. Pay attention, or you don't have to, whatever. But they're fucking with us. They're poisoning people, and this one's through the fog, right? The fog, that mysterious fog. I haven't seen it in my neck of the woods, but apparently this is a thing in the United States still. But listen to what he's saying. A lot of people are being sick because they're dumping something in certain areas on people to make them sick. All right? Don't forget. The Wu flu 2.0 is spreading across America. Are you understanding what's going on, right? There are no viruses, but people get sick if there's a biological attack on them. All right? Just like July 4th, just like with this fog that people are reporting about getting sick. And there's something they're adding to it. I think there's a hail fog in this video you'll see. Weird stuff, and even weirder than that, concerning our food supply. It's no bueno, but take a look. Stay strong. Stay stocked up. Head on a swivel. All right? Stay prayed up. Don't be a troll out there. At any rate, like, share, subscribe. At any rate, or don't. I am Oot.
I'm glad you're here right now because they just released something into the fog, and I'm a real-time alert person. Whether it's hours, a little bit later, you get that message right away. We're going to bring you into what people have been saying before we get into all the other events. We'll show you first, though, what it's looking like in the current goings. There you go. And that was frequencies exploding across Florida. And then you seen it in Texas. And Q Essence in the chat says aerosols, not fog. Exactly. That's what it is. And I want to tell you right now, and it's not many people reporting on DARPA HR 01124S0034 that's active until September 2025. And we're reporting on it. We'll be doing it every single week, giving you the updates about what's happening. People said that they started to just notice something strange here, and we'll let you see what they said here. Multiple locations from Massachusetts to Florida, they've been reporting here a chemical smell. Everybody in the chat right now, have you been smelling some strange chemical smell, a smell that's not normal? And they try to say, oh, it's just fog hail. If you look that up, it's an unnatural event. It's not, it rarely even happens. And the fact that that's even happening shows you that the aerosols are dispersing more now than ever. Another person reports seeing the exact same thing. Let me know what's going on, y'all. I need to know if this smell is dispersing around. And what you need to do immediately is decontaminate. Take the clothes off when you get in. Get this stuff off your skin. There's all type of parasites on it and everything. So there's other people in the chat saying there's absolutely something in the air. What area are you in, Canito, and what area are you in other places here? So another person says, no, Florida here. I have MCS and chemical detection dogs. They have their noses on the ground, not in the air. Unusual. Thank you for saying that. So that's the animal report, and we got some more animal reports we're going to come up with too to show you a little bit. Somebody says, notice a smell like burning or something. So have y'all been noticing in the last couple of days, is this what's going on? Because Lifetime Network here, DARPA project is active. They say it. They say we're going to modify everything from the air, from the bugs to the food supply chain, everything. Another strange thing that people are noticing, it was this video that came out of the sun, and some of these states don't even have the wildfire stuff in there. And the sun has done something really strange here. What looks to be like some type of a glitch happening with the sun. That person said the sun is not real. And then I looked up just like not too long ago what they were actually doing with the sun. And ITIR is an organization that's United States, Japan, China, all of them involved. None of this stuff is like, oh my God, they're not fighting each other. No, I mean, they're not exactly. So check this out. They said another ITIR vacuum vessel sector has been taking its place. Sector module production line sector 5 will now be object of a 6-month sub-assembly process during which key machine components are attached. So basically they have moved forward. They have more of the ITIR chambers. This is another one. They've already launched a few of them. You're looking right now at one of the live chambers that they're going to launch into the atmosphere, which they said they already launched a few of them in 2025. They were talking about launching them in 2024. And so when we see these flashes from the sun, these pulses, and I've read this before, I've seen it, where it said there's a multiple flash pulses type of lamp LED sun simulators. And I was bringing that out to y'all multiple times. So as this attack happens, we get people smelling chemicals. We get the flashes of the sun, weird stuff. And maybe that flash is symbolizing that nanotechnology may be gleaming off of the sun, the artificial sun, the lamp of it. Because imagine you put some nanobits on a light or something. What happens is refraction or reflection could potentially start hitting that. What do y'all think about that? I'm going to move forward here. Here's something else. They have a biological supercomputer. The DOD named it Cassie, and it was after this lady right here. If you look on, which they basically right now are actively using this supercomputer because they said we will use this is for biodefense, for national safety. Yet we have not announced one how this biological computer is helping us out, because it's not helping us out. It's helping their biological operations. It's a DOD operation. Another strange thing with the animals, we have people telling us in the chat here about some strange stuff happening. But this right here shows something else definitely happening. They said they will merge this happening with the food and everything else. Check this out and let me know what you're seeing as well. And I got to put on the audio with it because I don't think the audio will be on if I don't. Here it is.
So I'm out here picking up trash, and I'm finding something very interesting. Somebody left French fries here. They've been out here for over a day. I was thinking the birds would eat them. The birds won't touch them, not even the seagulls. And over here, this is even more curious. These are blackberries. They didn't touch them either. So it doesn't matter if we eat processed food that the birds don't eat, or even stuff that looks like it grows off of a plant. It makes me wonder, what are they putting in the food that makes it so that even seagulls won't clean up the mess after we leave it? I just find that really curious.
So we just live in a horrible shithole. We don't have birds because birds don't have anything to eat, and the whole thing falls apart. And while we're busy living in this desiccated hellhole, in 20 years' time, we'll be wondering why we didn't protect our wildflower meadows instead of our entirely perverse food system. So that's just one to think about.
All right, so where I'm at, this is right here, Lubbock, Texas. Crazy stuff in the sky. Where I'm at, the birds are still flying around and moving fine, but I can't speak for every area. I'm in the Arizona area. What area are y'all in? And are you seeing strange things and activity with the birds? And also, secondly, outside of that, we looked into a lot of the experiments and stuff. We tried to do some ourselves, but we have somebody who literally went deeper into an experiment on the food, because DARPA said, oh, we have a national emergency with the food. They show this person come in as, oh, a Chinese operative has come in with some smuggled pathogens, and literally they're working with somebody on the inside of the government. We already know this stuff, and that's why criminals still running around. That really disgusts me at this point. But what really disgusts me is this food supply, as well as this merging biotech in the atmosphere, is all a synchronized game plan for the merging of the symbiosis of the machine age. That you have to see this video clip up next.
What is in the meat with some meat in it? Add 1 ml of water. Going to sonicate the mixture. Fatty layer going to the top. So let's spin this out. Spin this guy out. Analyze the murky layer in the middle. Alright, so there's the layer separated. And it's into the small molecules on the big boy, the Zebo, Q-top. It's like this. Quick preview. How we're doing things, no exclusion list, ramp on the collision energy, but look at the gradient, empty mine, and looks like this. And then you can molecules identified. We have carnosine, theobromine, carnitine, looks like a putrescine, the meat.
So the question is, we got to move into, okay, what the heck is they doing right now, since DARPA said it was going to mess with the supply chain? And I want to look into the word that we just looked at right there. All right, so polyamine, an organic compound for the formula, is colorless, odorless, and has a foul odor of decaying flesh. That's disgusting. And they said they would put the human gene inside of potatoes. We got to watch for this. I want to read a little bit more because I don't trust these people. After death, smell of death, putrescine is which one was in that taco, with cadaverine is a major contributor to the distinctive foul and odor of death, and it's basically a mechanism that animals and humans use. And it says putrescine is being investigated for its potential role as a various biological process as a target for drug development. Disgusting, man. The question is that they say, oh, humans use this and plants use this as well. But the decaying smell of flesh inside of food is absolutely disgusting, and we should never, ever trust them again. I think somebody in the chat said, Michael Clapp says, hey, I'm being targeted. I don't want to talk about this much. What's going on? Who targeting you? Who targeting you, Michael Clapp in the chat? I mean, talk about whatever you need to talk about. Look like we got more people coming in across the world. Somebody says, unlikely anyone of sound mind will sign an agreement with the U.S. in the foreseeable future. Exactly. The U.S. is actually a disgusting laboratory. Even if you look at China, I'm going to show you this video clip where they're shooting missiles in the sky for weather operations. This is what they do, though. Check it out right here. How long until they try to do stuff like this in America? People said this would spark a civil war if they went in the streets and started shooting missiles like this. Would it? Because we've been saying that for years. Oh, civil war. Oh, civil war. Ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing happening. What's happening is we're watching the process over and over, day by day, hoping that somebody stands up against the system, hoping somebody comes out to do anything. And in fact, it's going to be just us, God, community. Us, God, community. And then other than that, people just want to fight in between each other. So that's the most biggest process we face right now. As all this is happening right now, massive people are evacuating. We're under attack. The biggest thing the average person can do when you try to bring a solution to them is fight you. And if, like me, I've been exposing all this for 8+ years, and I'm so thankful for the support, 90% support, when other people just come out and just bash me and talk crap. Look, I've been doing this for 8+ years, and I'm doing lifetime research. If you're new right now, you're tuning in, you're feeling attacked, something is happening to you. If you look in the description, we have there our group link to Telegram where the lifetime reports happen, and we get it from you. 369 News, we appreciate you. Pincer Runner, we appreciate you. And here's the thing, we're constantly exposing stuff together. If we operate on the same field of energy in our mind, these people can't destroy us, but they can only destroy us when we play the psychological operation and allow them to get attacked and then we start attacking each other. It's the work and art form of the devil, of the empire, of the demons that are constantly trying to suck the energy out of you, suck the life out of you. And in fact, we're the most lit up ones in the room. When we walk out there in public, people know who we are. They already see us. They can feel it. And you can calm people down instantly most of the time. And you know that you have that ability. You know that you have that power, but you're listening to the whole system every day and you're getting this, oh, I'm tired of it. And then people shut it off. And I get that. Totally shutting it off. But at the end game of it all, this shutting it off actually solved the problem. No, it doesn't. It doesn't solve anything. But having a peace of mind is the most important aspect to any warfare that's happening asymmetrically from mental, spiritual, because the external force is always there to bring you down whenever you're starting to come up. And that's the whole situation here. As we face the psychological warfare, we fight the battle together as a community, not in the line of attack alone, but when we stand together, it makes us more powerful in numbers. But allow people to be left alone and attacked, and you see a neighbor getting hit with a frequency weapon or something happening, you over there running around, well, I'm not going to help them. I ain't going to help them because I got a whole family. I need to go cook this chicken up right now, this biological chicken I got up in the freezer. I said the freezer, and I'm going to enjoy my chicken. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this, these potato chips with the human genes in it and everything else. It's crazy. But as we go together through this battle, you can see some of the top people giving information out there, not expanding into the scope of the atmosphere of what needs to be heard. And why is that? Because there's an enemy system constantly looking at us, constantly surveilling us, constantly hoping that we can't get that message out. Because I promise you, once this message expands, we will shift the narrative. We will shift the field. We will not consistently be in this attack and feel defenseless. That's why I was put here. That's my mission. I could have died years ago. I could have already drowned it. Literally. I was like, why am I alive? Because when I was a kid, I almost drowned in the pool, and I come back alive, literally. And I'm like, oh shoot, man, all these people that passed away, and I'm still here, and I have this purpose and duty, and I'm connected with all these people. And at the same time, I'm only here because of the energy that you brought and because of you bringing your message to me. That's what helped us as a community connect through this attack. So I'm going to be here. Real time reports. Here's what you need to know if you're new tuning in and you think you're disconnected. We give one live update of a frequency attack or whatever has happened per week. We'll show you what's happened on the maps, everything, so you know what's going on for your family for the urgent reports. We'll do like 2 edited videos, and then after that, we'll do investigation events as well. Today, we did an investigation event, and we're listening to all the comments here. I want to see your comments out there. It's over with. And what they're creating in this atmosphere is, I want to tell you this, is hypoxema. And so what is hypoxema? I'm going to read this out to you right now, because while people are tuning in, I'm going to let them see the video clip of what the atmosphere was looking like, frequency attacks, and I'm going to read what they're actually doing here. So what they're actually doing in the byproduct of it all, low oxygen absorption. Now they can do this through multiple operational ways. And some of the ways they do that here is, one, they make lung conditions and heart problems through environmental factors happen because of the decrease of oxygen levels. And the decrease of oxygen levels here, we're going to read just a little bit more because this is important, because I'm telling you, in the future it's going to be like, oh my God, air and carbon is the most important thing. Activated charcoal, make sure you keep that. I'll tell you right now, people are going to be selling it like a hot commodity. And in all of the freaking satellites and atmosphere operating at 60 HZ, they're causing this issue too as well. Check this out: heart problems, defects, heart failure, pulmonary embolism. Also, this causes sleep apnea, making you not be able to sleep. And I think only one time, I ain't gonna lie, I had like a pulsation, and I was like about to go to sleep, literally freaking woke up, and I was like, oh my God, what was that? And it was like one time I had that situation happen. High altitude, at higher altitudes, the air contains less oxygen, leading to lower partial pressure of oxygen in the air. Oh, what do? They use these machines and they suck it out of the air with Bill Gates and the rest of their family members. And they actually suck it underground. That's what they're doing right now. So when we look at this and we say, oh, why are young people, I looked at an article, why are young people in their 20s and 30s having strokes, having heart attacks, having all these situations happen? We got oxygen absorption issues happening. Can we start monitoring the atmosphere? Can we start getting detectors? I have so many things that I would do if I get to the level to where I can do it, and I have the supported community behind me to push the message to get us further to a more populace that's more aware. It is so many things that is simple to do that we can literally, I'll have detectors for our food supply so we can detect things right away. I would hire scientists literally to do all this stuff. I'm telling you, I have a massive plan I want to do, but only if I'm allowed to get to where I need to be through all of you. It's the only way I can freaking do this stuff, man. Like, you understand how really frustrated I am behind the scenes. I may come up here day by day and I am calm, I'm composed, and that's my thing. I have to be. But you don't understand how deeply distraught I am when I report on these things. And it's not that I'm being zapped in my energy of it. It's because I know there is much more for us to do. And I don't want to hear the comments like, oh, you can't do anything and we just got to wait to die and that's it. And that's the storyline. Oh, I'm tired of hearing that comments. So again, if that's what you want to do though, but we all have a purpose. We have an obligation. And when we serve our brothers and sisters humbly in love, we can also achieve more things. You know, we didn't just come here to exist, die, work, sleep, crap. Oh my God, it's the same storyline. How can you not get bored with that? How can you not get bored with that? So we're going to be back for more. We're going to be fighting the battle more. Subscribe if you're in the warfare with us. You're consciously there. You're spiritually fighting it every single day you wake up. And when the attacks launch, we call it out. And when somebody in this community is under attack, guess what? We fight back with you. We got to do this. We got to stop falling back all the time and feeling like, oh my God, like the government is watching. Duh, they're watching us. We already know that. But at this point, why does it even matter anymore? You don't have a civilization left. Almost all that's almost gone. You see animals, you see birds, and you see your animals acting weird, and you're worried about, oh, the government is still watching us, so we need to just be careful. That's all. 369 News says every MF Day, bro. What's going on? Shell says, so sick of the things being pushed on us. I am too. I'm totally fed up. And I just know we got more power together. But when I speak of that, people get scared of togetherness. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to watch out for operatives. Don't worry, they'll always infiltrate communities, but you can easily weed them out. If they're always walking off somewhere, they're always getting on the phone, being secretive, doing some weird stuff, you can easily weed them out. People's intentions psychologically is what the next phase of all this is going to be. When they already destroyed the pineal gland, the doctor said at the Italian pathologist, we don't get the news because it was somewhere in Italy where this news came out, where they destroyed the pineal gland. And people in the comment section was already basically confirming this to me, saying, listen, I have family members who don't even act the same after they took the You know what the is? And when they took the now they're not the same person anymore. And that was the whole plan: separate you from a dimensional spiritual connection. And once you do that, you elevate us into the escalation phase of warfare against each other. But who knows what happens after that? Who knows how does that disconnection actually affect them in the spiritual realm? That's a further thing that need to be talked about. We're going through some generational cycles that only we can break together. And life is so importantly crazy at this point. And when you wake up, you can't go back. And there's levels to all of it. And I don't sit here and act like I know every level to everything. I'm learning from every last one of you. That's why when you send me an email to sjackson2447@gmail.com and you tell me about some things, I research it and I look into it. I'm open-minded to all this. I'm open to the process of us together figuring this thing out. But after we figure it out, there are steps that must be taken, steps that we must talk about here, steps that we must be willing to commit to as a community. And we'll talk about that a little bit more coming on down in. But you need to subscribe and stick around so we can get to the deeper aspect of everything. Stay alerted together. Stay prayed up together. Stay prepared together. And remember, everybody here in the comments, let's read through this and let's talk to each other. Let's have this big chat going so that we can actually really positively impact each other's lives and talk about the good things we do as well. It's not just all about bad stuff. We have some good stuff happening around here. A lot of good people here. A lot of changes happening. A lot of stuff that really people can help you with that you don't even know about. I've learned so much from this community. Literally, they taught me how to shoot guns. I met somebody here who helped me, who was ex-military, who was working by a NASA base, helped me learn how to shoot guns. People here taught me about planting. It's a lot of different stuff here. Trust me, one of the most organized communities that the government fears is here. And again, we'll have more videos on the left-hand side right after this is over with. But this week, you'll need to listen up because I have much more coming, and it'll be Monday. Thank you for tuning in.